mountains. So I flew out 2 weeks early. We ate Chinese, we ate Mexican, all those things that they tell you that will have you go into labor. So I was there for 2 weeks. I gained 10 pounds because we went everywhere. Chinese, I don't know, on and on. And so we were taking a walk and she went into labor. But I was actually in Seattle about 5 weeks because I stayed after the baby was born.
Of course.
It was
Well,
so exciting.
that's what I'm trying to do is be there for it was supposed to be 2 weeks. Her original due date was June 11th. And then she just had her ultrasound, her last ultrasound, and they said, maybe June 6th.
Well, June 11th is a very good day because
Okay,
that's my birthday.
that would be
Ooh.
fabulous, wouldn't it?
Well, she doesn't want it to stay. But I'm going out. I'm going to California with three of my four daughters for a Napa Valley trip for
Oh,
my
nice.
birthday next week. Yeah,
Nice.
excited.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So anyway, so we'll see, baby's going to come when she comes and I want to be there ahead of time to help Larissa and then I'll be there until the end of the month. So
Awesome.
lots of leeway either way.
I just hope everybody on this Zoom call noticed that I was on the Zoom call before Betsy.
Touche, Medina. Touche. I'm having quite a morning already, so you should see my living room totally full of everything that's got to make its way to the car. So anyway, first thing I wanted to,
Betsy, I'm traveling to North Carolina today to line dance in Raleigh for 3 days.
Awesome.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Have fun.
Good for
I
you.
will.
That'll be fun. So is this a special, it's not senior games?
No, this is a line dance and they have it every year. It's an annual event. So it's called the Marathon Line Dance. So
Oh my.
be dancing the night away.
Really?
Yes. Ruining my biorhythms.
For
Because I
sure.
won't get to bed till 1 and 2, blah. Oh, well, it's worth it. Worth it.
Definitely. All right. So I was going to show you, first off, an invitation that I got, and I'm thinking that maybe I took a picture of it. Hang on. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm digging around. I thought I had saved the actual email, but I think maybe it's a picture because screenshots are always smarter than doing the send it to yourself kind of thing. So let me just dig here for a second. And so this is in relation to the conversation that we had when Amy said, how about online, Evites? And yeah, clearly I did not send it to myself. And Amy, thank you so much for that because immediately after that, I got 3 Evites.
Oh my gosh.
3
from people that you know.
There from people that I know. That was a blast of scammers. A total blast of scammers. So and the people that I know, they don't know each other. So it's not like because they were different Evites. One came from Punchbowl. One came from a company I didn't recognize. 2 came from a company I didn't recognize. One came from Punchbowl. And Punchbowl supposedly was the one that is less hackable, but and less scammed. But anyway, each one of them said, click open the invitation to get the details of the party. And in the subject line, it would say something like a special invitation for you, or a fun party or, you know, something like that. And then you have this lovely envelope of an Evite. And then if you click on it, which I did click on the first one because I thought, oh, that's kind of fun. You know, somebody's sending me an invitation, and it was a very likely invitation, very likely for this woman to send this to me. So I click on it and it opened it up and it said, in order to go further, sign into your Google account. And I'm like, nope. You know why? Because I'm signed into my Google account looking at this, right? So I don't know what the other ones were asking me to do, but I got shortly afterwards, I got a email from one of the other people who sent it and said, do not open this invitation. And, you know, and I had already known not to. But I think it's really weird. So I'm going to blame this one on Amy. The fact that she said, let's look at Evites. And then all of a sudden, Evite scamming just, whoo. Joyce.
So is it dangerous to open an Evite from somebody you know as long as you don't click on the secondary event thing?
I would,
Interesting.
that's a good question. I haven't noticed any after effects from doing that because that's exactly what I did. I did click, you know, on the secondary one, it said enter, you know, so I entered the invite and then didn't go further with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's ridiculous. So I haven't seen anything that's happened. Now, I also have a great virus protection program. So I would never do anything like that if I didn't have a virus protection program on my computer. So, you know, there is still that having that. Have you opened one?
I haven't. I opened one, and it was asked to sign in, so I didn't. You know, and I haven't had a. I don't know. You know.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I'm same stage as me. I didn't sign in because it's ridiculous if I'm already signed in.
So what about legitimate invites? Now we're going to be so paranoid we'll never, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
terrible.
So let's examine that, Amy. And first of all, if you do not have a paid for antiviral program on your device, you are vulnerable. And I would just continue to be paranoid and not open anything.
Right.
But if you have a paid for it, and I'm saying that very specifically that it's not a free one, that it is something that you are paying for, because that's going to make all the difference in the world. Oh, Renee and Andy are here. Good morning. And the free ones, what tends to happen is people get a new device, you get a free antiviral program on your device, and then you forget about it. You just forget about it. And the free trial period lapse. You go, oh yeah, I'll do that later, or I don't need that, or it seems to be working just fine. And then you realize a year has gone by and you have not had any of that kind of protection. You want the kind of protection that something is going to do continuous scans without you having to do anything about it. And that when you go to specific sites, it is going to scan those sites and give you a little pop-up screen and say, hey, we detected something funky on this one. You probably shouldn't go there. And what the programs are doing is they're examining the security certificates. So it used to be, let me just pop over to any old website. Let's see. Let's just.
So I just got a new computer.
Yay, you!
A new laptop. So you're saying that I probably have like 30 days of free of something?
It will tell you that. That's a great question. So what did you get?
I got a MacBook Air.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's congratulations.
Yeah, that's Apple.
Yep. And so that's a Joyce question.
Yeah, so I just got into thing with my stepbrother who said, well, I have an Apple product. I don't need this because I'm so safe. He says, I said, I don't want to throw my money away on something I don't need.
Well, you
I
know,
want to throw that at you.
it's interesting that you say that because a couple of years ago, with my old laptop, I brought it over to Peter, you know, who does our computer stuff, and he said the same thing. He said, with Apple, you really don't need anything."
Okay, so let's test that theory. And in doing this, this gives me an opportunity to go to a website because that's what I
Okay.
wanted to do, was show you something. So we're going to look at MacBook Air, and we're going to ask the question, does MacBook Air come with antiviral software? Okay, there's the AI overview, sadly. So let's just go to web. All right. Do I need an antivirus on my Mac? So there's are you seeing this page?
Yes.
Okay. Do MacBooks. So there's a Reddit one. There is Apple support community, which is literally no different than Reddit in terms of this is not Apple. This
Right.
is just people talking about Apple.
Yeah.
Let's look at security.org. That might be something. Okay. So they are offering Norton. So they are associated with, they're getting an ad here from Norton. So we'll keep that in mind. Can you see this page?
Yes.
Okay. Do Macs have built-in antivirus? Here's what you need to do. They do have it, but they aren't foolproof. They need a third-party antivirus for total protection.
Okay.
Right in the
That
second line there.
that
Keeping
answers
Mac
that.
up to date. So always, 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 and we talk about this all the time, and I can't stress it enough. And I know that you all hear me about this, but I am shocked at people who I hear out in the world who say, no, I don't do those updates because it always changes the way everything looks, and I like the old way. I'm like, well, do you like being hacked?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. So it says, one tidbit about malware that most people don't know is that they are OS, that's operating system specific. That means that a piece of malware designed to exploit Windows, so malware being the bad actors out there, to exploit Windows vulnerability does not harm a Mac. And something being used to exploit a Mac vulnerability won't hurt a Windows. So your anti-software is specific to Mac. Macs used to be a huge underdog compared to Windows. It makes sense why people thought they were invulnerable, but that's no longer the case today. And I will be sharing this with you so that you can send this to your nephews and your the younger generation who thinks it is infallible. If you are a Mac user who believes Macs don't need antivirus, it's time to think again. And so then it's going to go into a very long, detailed, technical explanation of why. And yes, it does have some security. But that being said, it isn't enough to completely guard your device and your personal information from malware. It is better than most, but it is primarily a hardware company. So we need to remember that, you know, the difference between hardware and software. Companies that are building the computers, the things in front of us, the phones, the computers, the tablets, those things, that's their primary thing. Yes, they're going to have experts who know how to do all the rest of it, but are they going to be the experts at it? Not necessarily. So that's one of the things that you want to remember. So I would say I would still get, particularly in this day and age, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I would get something.
Thank you. So yeah.
Anytime you buy something, so any company that you go to, whether you're going to Norton, McAfee, Webroot, Malwarebytes, all of the companies are going to make you choose what your operating system is, you know, and what kind of computer you have. So it's going to say, is this a PC or is this a Mac? And then you buy the appropriate one. The way I look at it, they're not very expensive. I want to say maybe I'm paying, and Linda can help me because we have the same company, about $60 a year, maybe 70, something like that.
Not even, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Malware Bytes?
We use
Malware
Malware Bytes. And for the peace of mind that gives me, and it's what is that, 30 cents a day or something? I mean,
It's nothing.
it's
Nothing.
ridiculous. For the protection that it's going to give me and let me know if I'm walking into a bad neighborhood, then yeah, I do want that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Carlene, is your fan on?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Oh, no.
No,
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
loving. Oh, it's not? Okay.
It's
Looks
not
like a
on.
thunderstorm.
Oh, no, but it's just a fan stationary that you see sticking down there. You want me to move it?
I think it's real interesting that it
that
shows your
better?
fan. I thought maybe it was on, and no, it was fine. It was fine. It wasn't bothering me at all. And Joy says the newsletter alone makes it worth the money. Amen to that.
Thank you.
And she's talking about Malware Bytes. So if you all got Malware Bytes, you would need this class, basically.
Oh, no.
Not true, not true, not true.
I pull from Malware Bytes, IDX, Electronic Frontier. There's a lot of places I pull information for you all from, but it is a primary. It lets me know right away when something's happening out in that world. And so then I can go investigate and look at the rest of the story. Martin.
What's your favorite? Which one's your favorite?
Well, I had WebRoot based on the recommendation of my computer software, my send in the big guns guy. But it quit doing what I needed it to do.
Yeah.
And so now I'm using Malware Bytes.
Malware Bytes. Okay. I'm good. Second question.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Okay.
And it sounds like quite a few of us in the class have that. Does anybody else have a different one that you would like to recommend? Because we like to be fair to the companies here. Andy, what are you using? Push the space bar. And hold. Push and hold. There you go. Nope. When you get to it. Amy, what do you use?
I think we just have the free Norton.
So again,
Another question.
about 30 cents a day to be much, 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 much more protected. And you can
I'll tell my husband.
pay for Norton. Yeah, pay for Norton.
Yeah.
I mean, you have
Yeah.
Norton.
Oh,
You're
there you go.
familiar with how it works.
Yeah.
It's a good company.
Do you
Stay with what you want.
need antiviral on your phone, on your cell phone?
Oh, geez. Here we go.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
So here's the thing. If you have antiviral software on your bigger device, your PC or your Mac, then most of your stuff is cloud-based now, right? So that what you see on your phone is what you see on your computer.
Yeah.
Our phones are something that are called, for the most part, they should be. If your phone has biometrics, so you can open it with your face or a fingerprint, then it is something that's called FIDO2 compliant. And that is, I had it this morning. It was
Fido, somebody's dog.
I know. Well, I'm gonna have to cheat. Let's see.
Okay.
This morning, and I was like, I'm gonna remember that because it finally makes sense to me. It is. Let's see. Let me go to my tablet. What is FIDO2? I'm going to be sending you this one as well. All right. Let's share screen. And FIDO2. So I really wanted to dive into the whole thing of passkeys Fast Identity
Identity.
Online. Fast
Oh.
Identity Online. I was thinking it was Face Identity Online. It's Fast Identity Online. And so there is an organization that is all about cybersecurity. And that's why it says they're FIDO compliant, is that this company basically reviews every possible option out there to determine whether or not it is going to do its best job to protect you. So anything that is FIDO2 compliant is going to protect you. So that being said, in that whole article that I was reading about passkeys this morning, we've talked about passkeys in the past, that this is one of the kinds of passkeys that are highly recommended by security experts. And I will admit, I have not engaged that yet because I haven't had the time. I just literally haven't had the time. But what that article also says is that if you have something that is biometrically enabled, that is FIDO2 compliant. And so if you are using your phone as your two-factor authentication, so let's say that, you know, you're signing into your bank and it says, we're going to send you a text to make sure that it's you.
Mhm.
Always celebrate that fact.
Yes.
That your bank cares enough to make sure that you are holding the phone in your hand of the person whose account that is. Because with all of the stolen passwords and all of the you know, identity theft, and I was reading an article today about a breach that happened in a New York hospital system. And and I'm still going to send it to you, even though we're not in New York. Because, and if you get Malwarebytes, you already got it. But the reason why I was reading it is because it's always going to say at the end, what can you do if this happened to you? And it does not matter if you're not part of that New York hospital system. At some point in time, our healthcare system is going to get hacked. At some point in time, just we now have to accept the fact that just like if you left a purse or a wallet on the front seat of your car or on your dashboard, you wouldn't leave the doors unlocked. In fact, we are so accustomed, Linda's grinning like she did that once. Oops.
Yesterday by mistake.
And I was just going to say, we're so accustomed to the fact of it's a way of life and it really doesn't bother us. We tend to not think about, oh, I wouldn't even leave my wallet on the dashboard and lock everything because it's very easy to break into a car. So why invite trouble? And that's really kind of what we're doing here with all of the protections that we do. We're saying this isn't a pain in the neck. This is why invite trouble. Why leave the wallet on the dashboard in downtown Miami? You know, that tourist, that drunk tourist in the bikini might need a little more money for another cocktail, right? So, you know, it's not necessarily that, you know, it's somebody that's, you know, lurking in a hoodie. It could easily just be, you know, the woman in the string bikini who goes, you know, I'm out of money. I drank it all. So, you know, we want to protect ourselves. So that was a long way around the question of whether or not MacBooks need antiviral protection. I think we all need it. I think we all should pay for it because you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Jarvis. You literally get what you pay for. You know, it's kind of like if you have a streaming service and you can do the free service and there's commercials, or you can pay for it and not have commercials anymore, you know? It's just much nicer. So anyway, going back to why I'm going to share the New York hospital thing with you is because at the end of this article are all of the things that say what you should be doing to protect yourself in the event of any data breach. Because you think about a data breach with a large corporation, what they're doing, it said that it was ransomware that was happening with the healthcare ones. And so just to review what ransomware is, when an entity gets your data and your information, they can then literally hold you captive digitally. They can lock you out of everything. They can shut down your computer. They can lock you out of all your documents. They can stop you from having access to anything that's yours digitally. And then they say, and you're going to pay me to get back in. That's why it's ransom. It's literal digital kidnapping. So we want to protect ourselves from anything like that. Two-factor authentication, where you're trying to get into a website where you've got personal information stored, your money is stored, whatever. Those are things that you absolutely want to say, yes, send me a text if that's your preferred way to go. And that is my preferred way. Oftentimes I'm in an email. The email says, for instance, with Medicare, you've got a bill. And so it says, log in to Medicare. And so I log into Medicare and I'm on my phone, and now it wants to send the authentication to my email because I forgot and just went through the steps quickly. And so it's not going to send me a text. It's going to send it to my email. So now I have to stop where I am in the Medicare website and go over to my email, get the code, and then transfer it back over. For texts, it's interesting. An alternative with Bank of America as an example. When I log into Bank of America, it says, we'll send you a text to your phone. My phone identifies the Bank of America. A Bank of America says, okay, the text that came through, we're going to put it in there. I don't have to do a thing, but watch it do its thing. And then it says submit, and I'm into my account. So it literally handles all the steps for me as I'm watching. So that's wonderful because they recognize, the devices recognize each other. When your information is stolen, and I have gotten a couple of attempts this past week of someone's trying to get into your email account. Is this you? Well, I didn't see it for a long time afterwards. You have to respond pretty quickly, but it wasn't me, So good. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, and that was stop somebody from getting into my account. And when I say it's my account, it's not just my account, right? It's not just my emails, like, oh, who cares? I'm not saying anything important in my emails. No, it's literally getting into everything that I have, like my passwords and, just all the places that I go, and then being able to copy that stuff. And that's what you don't want. All right. Questions. We took a long way around there. Yes, Martin.
You're muted, Martin.
You're muted, Martin.
I know. There, now I'm back on. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
My wife passed by. I muted. Anyway, I noticed Windows 10 is being phased out. Windows 11, do we have to buy a new computer with Windows 11, or can we install Windows 11 in our existing
You
computer?
just install it in your existing.
Okay, good. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you have a computer that's super old, which I have a friend who has one, it won't take Windows 11.
Okay.
It just doesn't have the hardware so that's how old this computer is. But Linda.
I got Windows 11 at least 2 or 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's a
Windows,
while ago.
I loved Windows 10. Windows 10 was my all-time favorite, but it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you should absolutely upgrade, because upgrading is always going to give you the better security as well. Martin.
Is it difficult to install Windows 11?
No. So basically, that's a good question. Let's go to Windows 11 and share my screen. Oh, there's a chat. Yes. All right, share.
Linda, why do you have Windows 11 or Windows? Why do you have it?
Well,
She has a PC.
because I have a PC. I don't use Mac. I use a PC.
Oh, I thought you had a Mac. Okay,
That's the
Never
website.
got into Mac.
okay.
Okay, so we are on Google Web and we go right to Microsoft. Oh, their malware byte says scan was complete, no threats detected. All right, so download Windows 11. Current release is Windows 11 2025, update version 25H2. So I'm not going to do that, obviously, because if I do that while we're on here, you're not see me. It'll all go away. But so here's the assistant. It's this difficult, Martin.
Ah,
Okay, you go to Microsoft,
right.
download Windows 11,
Yep.
download now.
Okay.
That's it. That blue button right there.
Beautiful.
And it will literally talk you through the whole thing. You just have to watch
Okay.
what's happening.
Bingo. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
It's super, super easy.
And excellent. Thank you very much.
Yep. And I will send you that link as well.
Okay.
And anybody who hasn't upgraded to the latest version, the 2025 version, doesn't hurt. What it does is it overwrites what was existing. So it's not like you're stacking stuff on and getting full. It's overwriting the programs.
Okay, great.
Medina.
Can you go over now keyboard shortcuts?
Absolutely. It's one of my
Yay.
favorite things.
Yay.
So let me make sure I grab the right one. Yes. Okay. So sadly, let me go back to share. You have a Mac, and I know the Windows shortcuts by heart. So I'm going to skip by these for you, and we'll come back to them for everybody else who has a PC. So
Okay.
basic Mac keyboard shortcuts, and I will send you this. So this will be a document. It'll be attached to the email that I send you all so that you have it. But here are the shortcuts, and this
Wow.
I updated in 2024. So
That's great.
okay. And what happens is when you press the keyboard buttons in combination, you mostly are going to press and hold. Okay. So it's not like you just press it and let go. You have to press and hold.
Right.
So for example, Command C. So your command key looks like this, right?
Mhm.
This little thingy here. And then you
Right.
hit C, then that's going to copy.
I see. Okay.
Okay. If you, and it says you press and hold, then the C, and then release both. And then here are the options for that. On keyboards for PCs, it's the Alt key instead, or the Control key, but we'll get into that. So, and they're very similar. So I'm just going to say for the PC people, C is copy, X is paste. I'm sorry, X is cut, sorry. C is copy, V is paste. So you're just using a different command. You're using the Command V, Command C, Command Z. So these are very, very, very similar. I'm going to show you, because I can't show you these, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go to the top here, and you can see for the Windows people have PCs, it's Control. So that's that little one in the lower left-hand corner, CTRL, and these various letters. Now, let's go to a blank document. And I'm going to share this tab instead. You can see a blank document.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we're just going to call this practice keyboard shortcuts.
Are you using Google Docs or
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I use Google Docs because it's free.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to learn how to use it.
It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
And it's very much like Word,
Yeah.
but simplified.
Hmm.
I'm just giving us some text so that I've got something to control and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at Google Docs, you can see it's very similar, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It does have additional things here, not much. And it has, you've got editing, suggesting, or viewing mode. So when you're sharing documents with people, which is why I love Google honestly the best, because I can include everybody in this class as an editor, as I have done on other documents, and said, here, let's play around with this together by going to share. And I am straying from the keyboard thing. So if I decide to share this and I say, so Medina, you have Google, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say, whoops. It's really funny when you know somebody by their email address.
Yeah.
Practice on Google Docs here. All right. So I'm making her an editor of this document that we're doing. Does anybody else want to be an editor in here too? I can't see your hand, so just speak up.
No, thanks.
Okay.
Let Medina do it.
Okay. So I could make her a commenter, which means she can't change anything, but she can say, ooh, look, you forgot to put an extra space here. Or I could just make her a viewer. I want her to see the product before it's done and see as I'm fixing it, but I don't want her to be able to send me feedback either. So those are the options. So I'm just going to make her an editor just for fun. Okay, so now let's say that I want to undo what I just did. You can't see my fingers on the keyboard, but I'm holding down the control key and I'm going to hit the Z key. And what the Z key did was it backed up the last thing I did. I'm going to do it again, Z. So obviously, as I was typing, I paused in between those. That's why it broke up simplified. If I write simplified altogether, well, see, now I backed up. That's what I did. I backed up. So if I do Control Z, it's going to only go to where I stopped typing. So if you did something and you're like, oh, I didn't mean that, and let's say you did a whole bunch of stuff, it's easy to just Control Z, get rid of that. Now, now I'm going to write a bunch of letters just so I've got lots of information here because I want to do a lot of stuff. Okay, and so let's say all of that's spelled wrong. And now I start hitting Control Z. No, it's going to go with each individual thing.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right? But with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on it would be, if I had a mouse, I have a keypad, a touchpad. If I had a mouse, it would be left click mouse, hold down and just scroll to get rid of a bunch of things all at once. You all know how to do that. I'm going to
Yes.
do backspace for that. But let's say that I want to copy something. Then I'm going to hit the Control button. I'm going to say, what do I want copied? So first I'm going to say, okay, I want that part copied. Then I'm going to hit Control and I'm going to hit C for copy. Now I'm going to put my cursor over here and I'm going to hit Control and V. It's going to do the same thing. And I can do that as many times as I want, duplicating that thing. I'm holding Control and I'm hitting C. So it's putting that very same thing. Let's say that I don't want to have all of that there. I want it somewhere else. So rather than selecting it and just deleting it, because there's a lot of work I put into it, if it actually required work to type that, I would hit Control and then I would hit X. Think of the X like scissors, right? There's an X is sort of shaped like scissors. I don't want that in that part of the document. I want this down here on the bottom of the document. So I cut it. It's on my clipboard that I can't see, but it's there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control and I'm going to hit V. and that's where it's going to paste it all down there. Now, could I have just hit the enter key? Absolutely. But when you're working with documents that have lots of stuff and you want things in different places, let's say I want this line inserted in my big paragraph that I've done. I'm going to cut it. So that's Control X. I'm going to put my cursor right here in the middle of that paragraph, and I'm going to hit Control V, and it inserted that other one into there. So very, very, very helpful, and so much faster than using the mouse. So much. I can't even tell you how much I use keyboard shortcuts instead of using a mouse. And it just cracks me up when I'm watching people type and they're struggling with, I've got to get the mouse here. I've got to highlight this little word. I've got to, do this and do that. Then I have to go up here to my edit and I've got to copy and paste. Ooh, look, there's your shortcuts. So if you don't have that little, if you don't have this in front of you, printed out and in front of you, or if you haven't learned them yet, when I'm working in a document and I want to, what was the command for that? I can go up to edit and there they are. Control Z is to undo. Redo is Control Y. There's your cut. The X is the scissors. Copy, paste. Now, I have also found things like Control A. I want to get rid of all of it, right? So I'm just going to take it all, or I'm going to copy all of it. So I'm going to do Control A, and I want to change the font for all of this, and I'm going to make it Lackey Ready, and I want to make it really big. So now it's like, oh, okay, that works, but I really want this part to be something else. Let's make this something Comic Sans. All right. So this is an insane looking paper. I would never do anything like this, but let's say that I did. So now I want to change, and I do this a lot when I am taking information from somewhere else and I'm going to, give it the credit of, who said this, but I'm taking it from another source, particularly a website. So let's go to here. We'll go to the article where we were talking about, do I need antivirus for Mac? All right. And I am going, you can see this page, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to take this little paragraph here and I am going to highlight it. And then I'm going to hit Control C to copy it. I'm going to go back to my practice page. You can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. My cursor is here. I'm going to pretend I didn't notice that because obviously that would be a crazy place to put what I'm going to paste there, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to hit Control V. And it put it exactly the way it was, right? Didn't change anything. Looks just like it was. All right. Let's say I don't want it to look like that. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo what I just did. Now I am going to hit Control Shift and V. Control Shift V.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Didn't give it the formatting.
Yes.
Just before it had the bullet points and all of that. Now it's removed the formatting. Oftentimes, now this was a fairly straightforward paragraph, that it worked fine just the way it was. But sometimes when you're doing something like this, it's going to be formatting. Let's say we do this great big headline and then the paragraph. So I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go back over to my, I want to put it right in here below my gobbledygook. Actually, I'm going to get rid of my gobbledygook there.
We can't see that document.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do it both ways now. I'm going to do Control V, where it did the Mac have built-in antivirus. And it actually worked pretty good, which is what I like about Google Docs is it generally reads online stuff fairly well. Every once in a while, it will be like, ooh, really? This on the web page looked quite normal, but it's actually like
Yeah.
this when I pasted it, you know? And it's
Right.
like, oh, that doesn't fit with the rest of my thing. I'm going to hit Control Z and undo that. Okay, so now let's say, okay, I really don't want it to look like that. I want it to look normal. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to cut it. And I'm going to hit Control Shift V. Now it has it so it's all in the same style of my formatting. What happens if I put it right here in the middle? If I hit Control and V, it put it
Oh.
exactly the way it was
Yeah.
came from, right? I'm going to put it in the middle here, and I'm going to put Control Shift V, and it put it in my crazy font.
What is the term? Because you're giving the control shift. There was a term for that? With or
Uh,
without formatting? I forget which is
it's
which.
it's paste without formatting.
Is control shift. So
Control Shift.
it's without without their formatting, so it pastes it into
Correct.
your formatting. Yeah.
Correct. Which can be very, very useful when you're designing things, creating flyers and stuff like that. When we go down here, let's see if it gives that option without the format. And you should be able to find that when you look at your editing menu. I might not have copied that. I don't see it. So it might be, yeah, I would try it. I would just try the shift, hit Command Shift and then V and see what it does. It should take out the formatting. All right, so let's go back to other things you can do with this. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So you've got, saving, which we really don't have to save anymore. If we're doing cloud-based stuff, I've got my little cloud here. I've got a check mark in the cloud, and that means that it's already saved. But other things that I do, I use the bold and the italicized all the time. So going back to this tab, can you see this one with my crazy print? Okay.
Yes.
So, if I do this and I hit Control I, it made it all italicized. If I select this and hit Control B, it makes it bold. It's just fast. It's so much faster than going up here and finding what am I supposed to do and then do it. Now, the other thing, if I want to find, and oftentimes you'll have a huge document. Let's just say let's just pretend, for instance, this is a HOA document, and you want to find something that has to do with, a particular rule and in your HOA. So that's an example where I can think of, like, you've got this big document and you're trying to find a particular thing. So what I'm going to do, because obviously this isn't an HOA, but I'm going to do a Control F. And can you see the little pop-up that it gives me? Do you see this
It says
find in
find in
document?
document.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So when I do that, and then I'm going to say virus. Okay. And so there are 12 references. There's 12 times it's versus used, and it's in relationship, as you can see, it's highlighted it to antivirus, but that's great. And so I can continue going down and looking to see where is it. Now, when you're in a 100-page document, this is so nice to be able to find, oh, I just want to see something that has to do with viruses in this document. Or let's say that you want to you wrote a document and you want it to or here's times I've used it. Organizations that have bylaws, and you need to change it from that company to your company. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, because I knew the word Mac was going to be in here. So let's just say my company is Windows, and I am going to use their wording, but I'm going to say Windows instead. When I go here, you see there was a little dot there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It says Mac, and I replace it with Windows. And so I'm going to say ignore all of this stuff. I can say match case. I can say all of these things. Anyway, so now it's going to replace 3 of 9 because I'm already part laid down into the document.
Mhm.
I can go down here and say replace all.
Replace all. Yeah.
And so everywhere that it said Mac, now it says Windows. Does Windows have, and somehow I've given it an extra S. So very nice, saved me a whole bunch of time by using that Control F, which is find, and then going to these little dots on the side and replace all. Now, what I should have said was replace Windows with window, and let's see if it's going to do it. Oh, there's none because I took out all the Macs. So I
Yeah.
can replace Windows because there's 2 S's with window, and there are 8 of them. So I replace all, and now it got rid of all of the extra S's where it said Windows.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. So find and replace. Very, very helpful when you're doing documents. All right, Medina, your hand is up.
Yeah. I discovered, well, someone told me on the Mac, and I wonder if this would work on PCs also. On the keyboard on the Mac, the lower row, all the way to the left is FN. I don't know what that means. FN.
Function. We have it too.
Oh, okay. If you double tap it while you're in a document, you can speak instead of type.
That's cool.
But you always have to go back and reread what was typed, because very often it'll get something wrong. But
Okay.
so sometimes if I'm working on a document, I just know exactly what I'm going to say. I double tap the FN and then just speak.
All right, I double tapped on the FN and I'm in. Can you see the practice document?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not there. So now I'm going to press and hold, and it's not doing it either.
Well, what happens is I think a microphone pops up. So if there's another way for you to get a microphone to pop up, you'd be able to do it.
I do it on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
So I love a new thought. You know I do. So let's I absolutely hate that it goes right to AI. All right, so ask let's see. Microphone keyboard shortcut. I'm getting out of that. Okay. Where is the shortcut to activate the microphone? Windows 11 added a Win plus Alt plus K key, according to Reddit. So Windows added the Win. So Win is the little picture on our keyboard that looks like a window, and then the alternate key, which is on the other side, it's right next to it, and then K. So we're going to practice that. I love it. All right, we're going to share this, and I'm going to type, press and hold the Windows, the alternate key, and go with K, and see. Oh, look what it popped up. Can you see the pop-up that happened?
No.
No supported apps in use. There's a little thing that pops up, and it says no supported apps in use for mic mute. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that Zoom is already taking my microphone.
Oh, that could be. Yeah.
It could be. It could be. I'm not entirely sure. I will play with that though, because I love a new idea. And like I said, this computer is fairly old. So it's still limping along. But obviously it has a microphone because you can hear me. So we'll see. I like that thought.
Thank
What
you.
else? Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I love new ideas. Great reason to update to Windows 11. I'm pretty sure I did. I would be quite embarrassed if I hadn't, but here's a good question. How would I know? So we have 3 minutes left. And let's do that. We've done this on the phone all the time and on tablets, very, very easy. Honestly, on computers, it's just kind of like, oh, I love my phone so much better. So let me see if it will allow me to share this. So I'm going to pull it up first because it really hates different windows. All right. And then share screen, but we're going to do the entire screen share. Okay. Now, when I go to my settings, can you see this? Can you see my settings page?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So Windows Update, that's where I'm going to go. So Martin, this matters for you.
Okay.
All I did was I went to my little, can you see my toolbar at the bottom?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So the little thing that looks like a window, right? With the mullions. Thank you very much. Renee, who told me what this is, with the little lines here. So I went to there. And when I did that, all I did was pull up my settings tab. Right. So when you open up the Windows, it'll pull where you can see the settings. And then I went to settings. So now I'm going to say I feel really good because it says Windows Update last checked 1 hour ago. So I'm hoping I'm going to not be embarrassed and I'm going to get the right answer I want. But it did say it was last updated. So I'm going to go ahead and click Windows Update down at the bottom. And I'm going to see. And it says, okay, so there are some, it just checked, and there are some updates to install. And these are 2026 updates. So it looked like it tried to do that one. And it had a download error. So it says retry. This one here looks like it is available to install. I have it set. Get the latest updates as soon as they're available. That's on. And that's why I honestly didn't know when's the last time it got updated, because I automatically want to make sure that it's always on, that I'm always getting the best option. So then uninstalling problematic window updates easily, installing pending window updates easily, pausing updates for a convenient time, manual updating. Don't do that unless you're a true dedicated geek. But it looks like it is completely updated, other than that one little one up there, which I'm not going to do because it's going to require me to restart my computer. But if I go here to system, I can look and see. When I scroll down, it should tell me my about. There's my about. So all the way down at the bottom, I click on my about, open up, there we go. And this tells me what I have, what kind of computer I have, what it is, rename the PC. There's my Windows, and it is Windows 11 version 25H2. Yay!
Okay, good.
Okay. So for anybody who's not sure about what they've got, and they've got a PC, and I'm sure the corresponding one is the same on your Mac, wherever you find that on a Mac.
Okay, thank you, Betsy.
Always
Very
make
good.
sure your updates are on.
Thank you.
Next
Wow, my
week
head's blown up.
I will be coming to you from Louisiana.
Yay.
And probably won't have a baby yet. It'll be a little bit early for that, because it'll only be the 3rd. But I'll be down there and in my new home. I know that some of you go back and forth, Medina, Amy.
Uh-huh.
This going back and forth and packing up a whole what
Horrible.
you need and fit
Horrible.
it into one car for just a month. you know, 1 month, 6 months, it's kind of the same. You still need your coffee pot, right? So anyway, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Shoot me an email. We'll talk about viruses and more protection, latest scams. If
Okay.
Okay, Martin, please forgive me because you need to share this with Louise, and I know we're 1 minute late. But how many people have tuned in to the We Do Not Care Club?
Ooh, I think I'd like it.
Oh,
of
you're
it.
gonna love it. So Martin, I say tell Louise because it really applies to women more than men. Although when men are in the background and we're listening to the videos, they're laughing too. So
We Do
share
Not
this
Care
with
Club. What is that?
We Do Not Care Club.
Can you send it to us?
Is it a YouTube? Is it a YouTube?
It is a woman who we do not care.
They go
I
all my
love it.
they go all my secrets. Okay.
It comes up automatically. The We Do
Okay.
Not Care Club is a humorous, empowering movement for women who are navigating perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. It's about reclaiming your
Everybody.
peace. So
Okay.
whether you have Instagram, if you have Facebook, you can also see her on YouTube. You can see her on TikTok. She's on just about everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Check her out. She is hilarious. And no, I'm not going to
Okay.
play it right now because I don't want it on our video. But she has a shtick, and it is the same every time. Let me quickly show you what I'm looking at because I realize you're probably not looking at it.
Betsy, you know that you now know Yiddish. Shtick is a Yiddish
I
word.
I was wondering about, hey, she's
I was
using some
wondering about that.
Jewish terms.
Yep.
So
I knew-
there it is. There she is. There's Melanie, and she just makes my day every day. So when you
Okay.
need a laugh, when something is not going your way, I silently tell myself, we just do not care that much anymore.
All right.